So we're not quite at 3 weeks post-op, but some things have happened that I wanted to update you guys on. So about 5 days ago, I had asked Dr. Movahead if I could put some wax on my braces because it felt like the incision was catching on my braces and pulling, or the sutures, I'm sorry, were pulling on my incision and because they were catching on my braces. And he said that it wasn't likely that it was the incision suture because it was so high in my mouth, but that I was welcome to gently lift my lip and put wax on my teeth. So I did that for a couple of days, and I just really felt like there was a suture that was pulling on my braces. So one of the times when I took a Q-tip and would slide it in and gently lift up, and then after I've washed my hands, would put the wax in. I decided to take a photo, and sure enough, there was like a suture. I think it had pulled out in the center. So if I was sutured from like here to here, I think it was still in on the edges, but there was a section in the center that had pulled out and created a loop, and it was catching on my braces. So I took a photo and sent it to him because I wanted to ask what to do about it. And as I looked at the photo, I realized that I was fairly certain there was a visible screw in the incision. And he had told Elliot and I that on the right side there might be a screw that would become exposed because he had to put it lower than he usually does in order to get purchase on good bone to get it screwed in. But for whatever reason, when he said that at the surgery, I think I was envisioning he meant like in a year or two, not in 2 weeks. And so I sent him the photo, and he called me probably about 10 minutes after that and said, yes, that is the screw. I'm not surprised. I was expecting that. There is still a chance that that incision will heal over the screw. And then you can go ahead and just clip that suture loop so that it quits catching on your braces. And that was good to hear because I thought he had told us originally that if any hardware became exposed, they would probably do a gum graft. And so in my head, I was already doing oh my gosh, this is going to be more time off work, another surgery, we're going to have to do a gum graft. What does that entail? How painful is it? Is my diet going to have to go backwards? How much longer is this going to extend my an inability to work out and do exercise, etc.? And so when he said he was not concerned for infection as long as I followed his oral care protocol, and that we could just wait and see and hope that my gums and my lip kind of healed over it, I was like, oh, like this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So we clipped the suture loop that was catching on my braces, and ever since then that sensation has been gone. It's been so much better. But last night my incision was just feeling kind of full, and it just felt odd. So I took another photo up there, and it looked like something was embedded in the incision and that it was like opened wider. And so this morning I sent another photo, and was told to go backwards on my diet again to liquids or purees, because that spot is open and stuff is getting caught in it, which is so hard to hear, but is the right choice, I'm certain, because I don't want anything getting in that suture or that incision, I mean. And so he told me to twice a day, once with saline and once with the Paradox CHG mouthwash, to do like a debridement or a syringe like flush of that site to keep it clean. And I told him I felt comfortable doing that once it was clean, but with that debris or whatever, that foreign body in there, it's like I can't, it's still pretty numb, and I didn't feel comfortable trying to get it out on my own when I can't see or feel what's up there. I didn't want to damage anything. And so I asked if I could ask my dentist or orthodontist to help, and he said, oh, absolutely. And then his office called me and they instructed me to kind of more details on how to do those flushes twice a day. And then obviously I'm brushing my teeth after every time I eat. And so I then realized that today's Friday and both my dentist and my orthodontist office is closed. Thankfully, there is a 24-hour emergency dentist near my house that I'm very lucky one of my coworkers and good friends, her husband, owns. And so I texted her some photos, asked if he would mind helping me, And she said, absolutely, come on in. So I went in and he was able to pull, it ended up being a piece of wax that was in the incision, and then just flush it out, get a good look at it, which just made me feel so much better having some professional just look at it. He said there's no sign of infection at all. It's inflamed and a little bit pissed off, but mostly just from being messed with. So from here, we are doing 2 weeks of liquid or puree, and really the goal is nothing that could get caught in that open incision. And then we're going to reevaluate. So I am going to include photos of the first photo when I saw the screw exposed and with the suture loop, and then secondly with the wax stuck inside. So if you don't want to see those photos, go ahead and stop the video now. I'll just put them at the end so that you can see them. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm so excited for the day when I'm going to have fabulous news, and this isn't anything catastrophic. It's just another thing. And I need to meal prep because I didn't eat until 11 today because I was so pissed about having to just swallow my food again that I just decided I wasn't going to eat, which obviously isn't the right response. So I need to meal prep some stuff so that I have it ready and I don't sit there and throw a temper tantrum about it. And then when I did thaw out some food that I do already have, I was eating it and literally gagged as I was trying to drink this blended soup. And it's great. It was one of my favorite ones, but I think the mental game is definitely as tough as the physical game in this one. So here's to hoping this is the last time I'm posting discouraging news, and from here things are going to heal and regrow and connect and stay healthy and not infected, and that 2 weeks of this diet goes by quickly. So bye guys. I'm going to add the video or the pictures to the end, so go ahead and stop it now if you don't want to see it. Bye.